Hi guys, and welcome to a new series I'm going to be going through just while we're kind of waiting for Season 4 of Westeroscraft. So this is going to be a kind of series where I go through Westeroscraft and kind of tour the most important places and some of the other places as well. This will be kind of to get some inspiration as well for the kind of series to show you guys an absolutely amazing server. And you can see the detail on the map that they've actually got below here as well. It's just incredible. Just as basically a small kind of version of the map. So yeah, where are we going to go first? We are going to go and tour King's Landing. It's got to be the first one. It's kind of near their spawn. So you can kind of see where King's Landing as well. It's kind of difficult when you're watching the TV show or even when you're reading the books to know exactly where everything is in relation to, well, kind of everything else. So you've got the kind of mountains over there. Where you've actually got the Vale, and you've also got King's Landing here, and this is the kind of Blackwater Bay, and you've got Dragonstone. I think it's one of those two. I can't really remember. It might be, I think it's this one, possibly. Yep, so there's Dragonstone there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to warp into here. I'm also going to be telling you guys a bit of the story about kind of King's Landing, give you a bit of a background without any spoilers at all, so don't worry about that. It'll just give you a bit of a background behind the kind of the city itself. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is where we start when we actually start into King's Landing. So you can see on the map actually kind of where we are. We're actually outside of King's Landing, just in a small kind of farmy type village, just a couple of the houses outside, which are really nice using this actual thatch kind of texture that they've got. And in their texture pack they've got absolutely tons of different things, you know, thatch, light fur, dirt slabs as well. They've got pretty much everything just in their actual kind of small mod pack that they've made. But these houses are already pretty cool, and I'm probably going to be making some houses with the actual hay bales. Over here you can see a load of, I think it's a cabbages actually. That's quite cool. And I think they've used creeper heads. So they've retextured the creeper heads to actually get that, which is really cool, to actually make these kind of cabbage type things. But it's definitely a kind of cool idea to be able to play around with the texture pack a lot. You then got these really cool custom trees. And we're just going to go through here. I don't know why on the texture pack it's kind of this white colour on the map even, but that's interesting. And there's loads and loads of these kind of houses as well around. You can already see the kind of lag starting, so I'm going to just switch my kind of render distance down a little bit. As I've got it on far at the minute, I'll switch it to normal, if I can actually press the buttons correctly. Here we go. As there is quite a lot of detail in, but even these houses that are just outside are really nice and conjoined as well. Actually joined up really nicely and kind of feel like their own separate houses, but at the same time, because they're joined, they're almost kind of seamless together. You've got a kind of gap in here, and all of them pretty much have interiors as well, which is really nice. So let's just have a quick look of one of the ones outside of it. So you can see quite nice item frames. There's a lot of use of item frames on this server, which is where I've kind of noticed the actual lag from. But this is a really interesting idea, using a fence gate and also that kind of trapdoor. That's quite cool. So let's actually get to the gates. So you can already see the actual size of the gates of King's Landing. It's not really like the show or kind of how I imagine it in the books, but it's really their own version, which is kind of what you wanted. But you can just see how amazing the actual kind of detail that they've actually done on it is as well, with these kind of dragon heads. I think they are really cool. And you've also got these walkways on each side, kind of going around here, which is quite nice as well, defensive-wise. You've got a kind of small market here, and a lot of these wagons and things like that going into King's Landing. And you can really explore the actual outside of it as much as you can the inside. There's a lot of kind of buildings around the actual kind of city walls. But those walls are definitely some of the best I've kind of seen, and some of the best gatehouses I've seen as well. So if we can't actually go straight through the gates, but we might as well just go through here and have a look as well. So it's quite cool, massive portcullis. Probably way too big than an actual real one, but it doesn't really matter too much. You've got these really nice shops, and I really like the actual design of these kind of boxes that actually kind of come out of the build itself. That looks really nice. So this is a nice actual tavern. It looks really cool, especially with these pistons being used for tables, so probably use something similar to that. And then you've got a load of seats here. It's just everything kind of about this kind of like Westeroscraft has got so much detail, as you can see here. And obviously they've got their own custom things, sponge they've used for that. So, but they've kind of really used the texture pack that they've got and kind of modded it to really suit their kind of needs. But let's kind of move on to another building. I'll just kind of hop in and out of kind of places every so often. So up on this hill here, what do we have? And I'm sure this one has a name, but I can't quite remember it right now. Why have we got some weird seats, possibly? Where's the actual entrance to this place? Or have I gone past it? So it seems to be going around, possibly. But I'm pretty sure this is where they actually kept the dragons. It's something like that, or they hatched the dragons. But I can't quite remember. You guys will probably know better than me in this, kind of on this map as well, kind of what this is. But if we just try and find the front, I might be able to find what it's actually called. And you can already see the nicer houses up here. But no, there's no sign for that, but it doesn't really matter too much. So they've got these nice big kind of brazier type things as well. Kind of cool, nice design. So let's have a look at some of these nicer houses as well, because that looks really nice. I really like that. That definitely looks cool. Quite a nice kind of upper class. Lots of stone brick, but also this kind of walkway on the inside. So even the garden, they've got a swing chair. That's quite cool. I haven't actually seen many of those. And a kind of tiered kind of flower pots and things like that. So if we just go inside, so I think the main entrance is over there anyway. And you can already kind of feel a little bit of lag. I'm getting lag. But they've got a nice fireplace, which seems to kind of double up on each side. That's interesting. And then you got your main table. And is there anything in here? So we got a small kind of cellar as well. So it's worth exploring kind of everything on these maps, because they do go on forever. You can get lost in buildings. So if we just go up the stairs now, we'll just kind of check out the kind of upper areas. So we've got some kind of bunk beds in here. And then we've got a bigger bedroom in here as well. That's quite cool. Got that kind of design. Is there anything else in here? I wonder. What's up here? So this is the kind of balcony that I said was quite cool, and it really is. And I think that's a pool table. I think that's what they've tried to go for, which is quite interesting. But I definitely like this kind of idea of having the kind of balcony bit kind of pushed inside it. It kind of looks a little bit hidden, which is quite nice actually. So when you're actually looking over, it's quite nice. You just got some more flowers in here. So we'll go to the next floor. I believe there's another one. Yep. So this is quite a big room. So this is kind of like an office type area. Oh my god, it goes up again. So let's have a look in here as well. So we've got a nice big bedroom. Pretty simple. I'm guessing the other side is going to be mirrored because it's onto this kind of a bit. No, it's slightly different, so it's more of a library. That's quite nice. Oh, it's got 2 doors in. Okay, that's fair enough. I think we already went into that back one as well. I'm guessing... Oh, there isn't one on the back one, on the other side even. So if we then have a look inside here as well. Yep, so another bedroom. So they're starting to get a bit standard, but it goes up even more than the roof, like the big roof. That's quite cool though. I do like the styles and the kind of effort that they've actually put in. If I can actually get down these stairs, to actually kind of fill them out and do the entire interiors. And it's something I really want to do with pretty much all of my kind of builds at the minute, is get the interiors done as well, because it does kind of add to it. So if we just fly up, if I can actually fly, there we go. So got a really cool statue right here as well. I love these statues that they've done at a kind of 45, because you don't really notice them at a side angle. It's only when you see them properly on the 45 that it looks amazing. And I'm just going to try and fly around, and we'll kind of have a look. There we go. So we have the kind of slums down here. So we've got these kind of upper class houses right up here, which look really nice. And we've got some nice cake. Always good. And, you know, you've got all these kind of really nice shops. This kind of design is quite nice. I like the double roof style as well. So let's have a look and kind of fly down into the slums, where you've got these kind of crazy amounts of houses. Just drop down into one of these right here. And we'll just have a look at the interior of one of them. And you can see how kind of more bare they are. They're more wooden. There's not really too much to them, and they're very, very simple. And they've done a really good job with actually keeping a kind of theme going on to try and make them feel cramped, make them feel kind of small. And they all kind of work their way together as well, because you can just see the top of the roofs and you just go, it's a kind of a big mess, but actually there's kind of roads and things underneath kind of working away, and you can see this cool, really cool row of houses. I actually quite like this one. Oh, actually this one looks better. So yeah, that one's really nice. Quite like how that kind of staggers inwards when it's kind of going out and jutting out. That's really cool. A lot of them are actually, even these roof styles here, really nice. So we're just going to fly around this way. I'm going to try and find the Sept of Baelor, I think it is. And we're already getting quite lost. Over here, I think we've actually got what looks like, yeah, a really nice style kind of mosaic, which you can't really see that well. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but you can kind of when you zoom out. Here we go. I think the Sept is over here, possibly, for even more houses. So these like streets as well are really nice if you don't get stuck on them. Just because all the different houses look really different. That was a bit too dark, I think. I'm not too keen on it. But still, you know, it's kind of like, it's got a lot of variation in this map. And I have no idea what's happening to the lighting, but it's getting kind of a bit dark now. So you can already see the kind of feel that it has, and I quite like these as well. I really like these kind of steps going up, just to get in to like a kind of small shop or something like that. I really like that kind of idea. So let's see if we're actually here. There we go. So we're actually at the Sept of Baelor, and we need to actually get this to load a bit, because it is an epic building. I was going to fly around it, and you can already see how kind of massive the place is. And one thing I really like about this is just the actual pillars that they've actually got. It's not kind of on center. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So they've actually worked that into it, if you have a look at that. Which I think is pretty incredible that they've actually done it. Kind of not on a kind of center, not on a straight line or anything like that. It's just kind of circular, but has all these 7 towers instead of it being kind of standard. And it's really worked out, especially if you have a look on the map. They've really worked it out nicely. So if you actually go inside, you just see how big the actual place is, and it does feel really epic. And you've got these absolutely amazing kind of statues, which are just incredible, really. But yeah, it's just everything about it just looks really, really nice, and a lot of it does. But that is another place kind of in here, and you can see the kind of richer houses around it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find the Red Keep. I'm actually going to fly over, and if I see anything kind of notable, even this is actually really nice. I kind of like that, how it's kind of gone and kind of bounced around with these windows. That's cool. Okay, so I ended up getting so lost I actually had to use the warp to Red Keep, but it's kind of standard for the kind of, you know, this place. It is just a massive scale, and I'll show you guys a big map of the actual build using Dyn map as well, just to show you guys actually what it is. But you can already see the kind of richer houses and the bigger houses that actually get when you're coming up to the keep. The keep is a lot different from the kind of ones in the TV series, and also kind of what I had in my head when I read the books. But it's still a really, really nice take on the actual keep itself. So you got this 45-degree kind of gatehouse, which is really nice, or at least the walkway is, and you got all these kind of player heads as well on here, which is always a good thing. And you've got these kind of smaller buildings right inside, which would kind of house stables and a kind of armourer as well. Those kind of buildings in here. You've got a second gate, and then you've got a couple of things in here. You've got the main keep right over here, which is huge, and it really is massive. As you can see, it's kind of taking its time to actually load up. And you've also got the actual throne room type area here. And this is quite cool actually itself. I'm wondering what that is actually. I'm just going to check this out first, as I haven't actually been into here. So I'm guessing that's just some sort of barracks building, but it's a very strange shape for it. It's not an amazing shape, that one, I have to be honest. But yeah, so let's go into the throne room and actually sit on the Iron Throne. So they've actually done quite a lot of work in here, and it's not as big as the one in the TV series, but it is still incredibly epic. And look at the texture pack kind of tricks that they've done to get this to work, because that looks incredible. I am really amazed with that, and I think it's iron bars that they've kind of modified for that, so I am going to sit on the iron throne. Haha, just like that. So let's keep on kind of exploring it, but it is really cool. And also these kind of walkways on the side. I quite like the way they've actually done these as well. They look really cool. But I think you can get out one of these ways. There we go, so we're already out. So they've got stuff. I'll go into the main kind of big keep in just a second. I'm just going to have a look at the other buildings around, that's what I'm trying to say. So we've got some sort of building here. I'm not too sure what this is, but kind of cool that they've actually done kind of smaller buildings as well. I mean, that looks quite interesting with the circular towers, and it's got the windows kind of over these as well. That's quite nice. I think this is a sept, probably. Yeah, this is a sept. It's kind of small one just for the king and the kind of people in his house. That's quite cool. And that building, don't know what this is. It's got a really interesting door design though. I guess this is kind of like a feast hall type thing. It's quite nice, and I always check out the balconies because they always kind of work quite nicely in Westeroscraft. They always kind of overlook properly and add a real nice amount of detail to everything. And if we go through here, I'm guessing we're going to get to the Godswood, or the kind of wooded area, the kind of gardens, which looks really, really, really nice. I really like this place. Kind of changes everything, and good God, the water kind of sounds in this are loud. They really are. But yeah, that's quite cool as well, and it's really nice to actually have something like this in a kind of castle grounds. It kind of splits everything apart, and you can see the size of the actual place here. As far as the actual towers, I don't know which ones are which. They're kind of quite complex, and the actual roof design, as you can see, is pretty complex on these. It does look really awesome. You know, you've got these nice windows, you've got these kind of balcony type areas here where you can really look over everything. And also those windows on the side as well look really cool. So yeah, that's really nice kind of feature of it as well. They've really put in the time and detail for those type of towers. So let's go and have a quick look inside the main keep. It is absolutely massive. So I won't be able to show you guys all of it. I'll probably fly in and fly out of a lot of places because I have got lost in this place a lot of times. So the first thing you've got is this kind of drawbridge, and you've got all these kind of spikes, which is always a nice thing, but it's quite a nice drawbridge. You've got the main gate there. And then you've got the stag as well. And then you kind of get lost in a way, because from here on out it kind of gets really complex. You know, you've got an office in here, some sort of library. I have no idea where we are now. I wonder what's on the other side as well. And you really do start to kind of lose it. So here we go. So we've got another room in here, and I really like the kind of use of this rope as well that they've used tracks for. That's just incredible, I think. So let's have a look if I can actually go up. Oh, there we go, some stairs here. Got some more stuff in here, more stuff, and it basically just keeps on going on forever and ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fly, kind of, or get outside, and then kind of show you a different couple of layers that we can actually fly into from the outside, kind of through balconies and things like that. Because actually navigating the kind of interior of it is an absolutely kind of proper nightmare. It really is. So let's have a look at one of these. Here we go. I think I did see one earlier. There we go. Some big ones up here, but you can already see the size of the thing. And this kind of overlook as well is ridiculous. It's way bigger than my keep that I've built so far. Let's have a look in some of these rooms then. So we've got some sort of shelves or something like that. Let's go down here. Another couple of tables. And again, a nice texture pack tricks that they've actually used to get all these kind of plates and things like that. That's really nice. And I covered the kind of back rooms as well, which are also cool. Really quite cool. There you go. So I'll just fly out of this one. We'll go up to the next set of levels. Whoa. So let's go up. And there we go, there's another couple of balconies. So again, huge view. But let's have a look inside here as well. I think that's where the stairs are, so we'll go through here. And you get this kind of courtyard right at the top, which I think is really awesome. It's really nice that they've actually put something like that in, just to kind of cap it off. They've got these kind of odd towers, actually. I'm not too sure about those, because they're kind of different, but I don't know. It's still quite cool. Maybe they're kind of playing with different ideas for it, possibly. Because this kind of map is always kind of under construction. It's always being changed, which is always a really cool thing. Always kind of modifying it to make it better. But you can already see as well the rocks and everything like that. The kind of terraforming that's been done is really nice on this place. I don't know what that place is. But what we'll do now is we'll quickly have a look at the ships. And that'll be it for the kind of first episode and the first kind of tour of King's Landing. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the ships. So it's just behind the actual keep where you've got the throne room here. So it's pretty close, but these ships are really nice. There's a lot of really interesting designs with these as well. It really does look quite cool. I quite like those kind of windows as well, that kind of inset. That looks pretty ace. And also, of course, because they've got a lot more types of these kind of wooden planks, they've really gone to town with them and really used them to the kind of maximum, which is a nice thing to see, to actually kind of use everything to its full potential. But that is really, really cool, that ship already. And also all the cranes and the kind of dock works that they've done. The buildings around it look awesome as well. These cranes are pretty incredible, like much better than mine, easily. So I'm going to kind of take some ideas from these as well. I have no idea what type of blocks those are. Oxidized steel blocks. See, they've gone to really gone to town on the actual kind of custom blocks in this as well. So here's another cool ship. That's quite a smaller one. We've got an even smaller one, but I'll just give you a kind of show of that. So that's kind of like a carrack style. So you've got the kind of big bit here, and then you've got the big bit over there as well. So that's quite nice. Yeah, this is definitely a carrack. It's just got the kind of feel of it. So what else have we got? This kind of weird little wall here. All of these buildings are really ace as well, but I won't go into them. I think we've seen a lot of the buildings. You've got another small ship here. A really interesting hull. It's a completely different one. So that's quite interesting. This kind of bigger ship, which is quite low in the water. That's quite cool as well. Oh, this is interesting. That's definitely a different kind of type of rudder, but you know, it's a different design. That's kind of more of a rowing one. It's still got the sails on it though. So that's quite cool. You also got all these kind of like nice small ones as well. As you can't really forget about the actual small ships. And you've got this here. I think this is kind of like a dry dock, possibly. So you can actually get people to come in here, and you've got these nice little houses and warehouses and things like that. What have we got here? That's quite interesting. Another ship. That one's not too bad. I'm not too keen on the back part though. This looks a bit nuts. So there is quite a lot of these kind of like crazy ship designs here. That's a really nice small one though, definitely. And this one is as well. So there's quite a lot of ships in here that you can actually have a fly around and have a look. I've already been drawn to this building as well, just because of this kind of interesting bit going across here and having the connection. That's nice. But that'll probably conclude my kind of tour of King's Landing. There is absolutely tons to see. I'll actually just show you guys a big map of the kind of places and where I've actually been. And if you guys want to check it out, obviously you can kind of look in the description. So we'll just kind of switch over to the actual map view, and that'll be it. Okay, so here's the overview and map of King's Landing itself. So this is actually where we spawned at, right over here, where it actually says spawn, and we kind of came all the way through these gates, had a look at this dragon pit that we've got here. That's what the actual name of it is. I actually remembered the other kind of just while actually recording this part. We then went over to the Great Sept of Baelor here, and also had a look at the Red Keep and some of the ships. And this ship here I've completely missed, but this looks pretty cool. You can even see just on the kind of web view kind of map just how cool that looks. I'm really impressed, and I'll actually have a look at that, as well as this docks here. We've got kind of small docks kind of over here, and I'm guessing that's some sort of chunk error possibly. No, it's the kind of style kind of thing that you always find those around on these maps, just to kind of keep with the style. But you can already see just how massive the actual place is, and I missed out loads because I kind of had to. I could have spent hours and hours going through all of this. But another place that's kind of interesting over here is, I believe it's the tourney grounds, and I hate this chat thing because it just keeps on coming up. But you've also got the tourney grounds over here as well, so you can actually kind of go across here, and we've got some ships under construction, which is really quite cool. I might have a look at those kind of in a second because I'm quite kind of near to it if I'm over here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode. So if you guys have kind of enjoyed the content, make sure that you actually comment, like, and subscribe. And also, if you want to check out the server, there'll be a link in the description. I hope this kind of helped you guys as well to get some inspiration, some ideas down, because that's kind of what I want you guys to get from this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.